Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara and today I'll be showing you how to do a fun and simple green cut crease look. I didn't want anything super glamorous or super glittery because I know that's not what everybody enjoys for the holidays, and I know YouTube is inundated with really fun, super glamorous looks. So I thought something a little bit more laid back, even though it is pretty bold and intense. Would be a good addition to the YouTube community. And yeah, I personally really love green eyeshadow on me, so I probably went a little hard, but you could totally tone it down or use a similar technique for a color family that you think that looks good on you. But yeah, so I hope you stick around and watch the video and comment what you like about it below. And have a wonderful day, guys. Bye!
So today I'm doing a full face of makeup, so I'm starting by priming my under eyes with my e.l.f. Under Eye Cooling Refresh, I think that's what it's called, and then the NYX Studio Perfect Primer, and I'm going to apply this all over my face because, like I said, I'm doing a full foundation look today. So then I'm using my Tarte Foundcealer. I love this foundation and I was going to buy myself a full size. However, COVID happened and I haven't been wearing foundation, so I haven't been able to justify the $39 price tag, but I do love it a lot. And now I'm going in with my Real Techniques beauty sponge and I'm just blending it in. I think this foundation works a little bit better with a brush, but my sponge was clean and I didn't want anything too heavy today because I wasn't really going anywhere besides the bank. I'm just going in and I'm layering it up for a little bit fuller coverage, although I think this foundation really only goes to a true medium. And yeah. Now I'm going in with my NYX Dark Circle Concealer. And I toggle back and forth between using my handheld compact as a mirror, and also I film with my iPhone front-facing camera, so sometimes I go back and forth if I feel like the lighting is adequate enough to see if I'm blending it correctly. Then I'm just tapping it over with a sponge, and then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm gonna just put a little bit under my eyes, on my forehead, down my nose, and then I'm just gonna cover up some of my blemishes on my cheek and then on my chin. My acne has been pretty bad the past couple of days, so it's been annoying to try to cover it. Then I'm going in with my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. This is like a shade darker than my Camo Concealer, so I'm just putting it on like the darkest part of my under eyes, which for me is like the bottom half, just to try to like negate the grayish tone. And yeah, so then I'm just bouncing over my skin again, picking up any additional product before moving into my powder, which is my e.l.f. finishing powder. And I'm just like lightly going over everything. It's like cold in New York City, so I haven't been like sweating too much, so I don't have to like go in with like as much powder as I do in the summer. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. tapered brush. I love this brush, and I'm patting on my under eye concealer creases, and then I'll be going in and I'm just powdering like normal. Then I'm just taking the banana shade and I'm just going over it again to add a little bit of extra brightness. Making sure that I powder my eyelids too. I don't usually use eyeshadow primer, so I feel like concealer does the job. Now I'm going in with my sample of my NARS Laguna bronzer with my complexion brush. I used to have the Sephora Play box subscription, and I was so heartbroken when they canceled it in April. I mean, so now I have the Ipsy bag, but it doesn't hit the same, you know? I always make sure to bring my bronzer down my neck so that everything looks cohesive and even. And now I'm going in with my NYX contour powder. I think this is in the shade taupe, but it'll be in the description box. And I'm just going in with my cheeks. I already have naturally high cheekbones, so I just like go in pretty lightly. And I think this color is really flattering on me, so I think it blends really nice with my bronzer. I'm just contouring my nose because I, want it to feel a little glam. I have a kind of an interesting shape for my nose, so I always make sure that I take it down on my nostrils. Then I'm just going in with my powder brush with no additional powder and just blending it in, making sure that everything looks diffused. This is my blush today. It's one of the Kathleen Lights collabs, but I don't think they're selling it anymore, but I'll get the name of it in the description box. Yeah, and I'm just making sure that I put it on the apples of my cheeks first and then blending it back. Going into my powder brush, no additional product. Then going in with my ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter. I love this stuff. It's like the perfect shade for me. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. makeup mist and set. Again, I didn't feel like using my Urban Decay. Then I just wave it in, then I use the clean side of my sponge, and I just make sure that I pat it in so that everything like melts into my skin. Now I'm using my NYX Tame frame with my eyebrow pencil, and I'm just brushing out my brows first, making sure that all the hairs are in place. Then I pick up a little bit of product, make sure that I wipe off the edges because I don't want to go in too thick. And I start at the front of my brows, but not at the very front. I'm just like drawing it on, and then with like the last little remains of product, I go into like the very front of my brow so that it's not too harsh. And with this product, you definitely don't need to apply a lot of pressure because it glides very smoothly onto the skin. Now I'm using my Benefit Gimme Brow. I don't know how much I have left of this, but I got it in one of my Ipsy bags. Now I'm using my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I know, super controversial, but this is one of my holy grails. So I'll have all the shade names listed in the description bar because they're not listed on the front of the palette. So for starters, I'm taking a more pointed brush and I'm going in with a warm mid-tone brown in my crease, just making sure that I have a base for my darker greens. Now I'm going in with a fluffier brush. I have a lot of fluffy brushes, and I'm going in with a little bit darker than my skin tone shade just to blend everything out, which will be useful when I start putting down the darker greens. Now I'm taking a flatter blending brush and I'm going in with the dark green shade in this palette. And I'm going to do a cut crease today, so I'm putting the dark green down pretty thick on my outer corner. And then I'm going in on my inner corner as well. Then I'm using my ColourPop at Foresight collab with Raw Beauty Christy, and I'm going in with the more olive shade in that palette. And then I'm using that on the same brush to connect my inner and outer corners. Then I'm taking my fluffy brush and with no additional product, just going over the edge. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going back in with my pointed brush from Real Techniques with the first brown shade, and I'm just going in under my eyes lightly. I felt like my eyes were a little too top heavy for me to like see how the rest of the look was gonna go, so I just went with my lower lash line pretty quickly. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. concealer on a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking the product off of like the little cap, and I'm going in on that blank spot in the center of my eyelid that I left, and I'm just going in, putting down the concealer to give it like a crispy edge. Then I'm going to take like the shimmery green in the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just tapping that over. It looks very like soft and muted over the concealer because I'm not using my NYX glitter primer. Then I'm just going in with one of the champagne shades right over top to give it a little bit extra pop. Then I'm taking the dark green matte from the Morphe palette. I'm just blending over the edges of the shimmery shade just so that it doesn't look too out of place. Then again, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Once I finish up the top of my eyes, I'm going to go in with the flat shader brush with the dark green shade, and I'm just going to blend it close to my lash line, making sure that I connect my lash line to the outer edge of my top lid. And I'm going to go in with the pointy brush that I used earlier, just making sure that the brown and the green are blended together. Now I'm going in with some e.l.f. glitter in the shade Seafoam. This glitter is like, okay. I have to build it up a couple of times, but I thought it gave like the perfect amount of glitter that I wanted for this look, because I wanted the look to be a little bit more subtle. Now I'm using my Pixie liner. The little end looks a lot lighter than it shows up. It comes off as like a pretty dark shimmery green, and it like almost perfectly matches the green shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I thought was a good touch. Now I'm tightlining with like a regular black liner. Again, I got this in one of my Ipsy bags, so it's like a small indie brand, but I'll have it listed in the description box. And this is my first time using this felt tip liner. This is from my December Ipsy bag, and I'm not sure if it was going over the glitter that was a problem for it, or I didn't shake it enough, but it didn't really go on very black at all. So as you'll see, I have to go back over my eyeliner like multiple times, which I thought was pretty annoying. Then you'll see, like, I realized that I don't really like the way the eyeliner looks, so then I go back over it again. Now I'm just curling my eyelashes. This part, I think I hold my mirror up a little too high, which I apologize for in advance. But yeah, so I'm just curling my eyelashes. Now I'm going in with my It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This I got in my Ipsy bag, which I'm really excited about. And so, I haven't never used this mascara before, but I heard it's really good, so I was excited to get it. Then I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Mega Last Super Skinny Mascara for my lower lashes. So for my lips today, I'm using the e.l.f. Day to Night Lipstick Duo in the shade The Best Berries. So I'm totally covering my mouth, I apologize. But I'm using the lighter shade, which they call the Day shade, all over my lips. And then I'm going to take the darker night shade and I'm just going to go in the center of my top and bottom lip. I like the blown out look it gives. And then I'm going in with my Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Venti Glow. I love this lip gloss. This turned me on to lip gloss, absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that it inspired you to do something a little bit outside of your comfort zone today. I know green is like a scary color, but I mean, it can still look really beautiful. And I hope that you guys enjoyed, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's any kind of looks that you want to see from me in the future, please let me know. And be sure to follow my Instagram. It's @makeupwithtara. It's also linked in the description box below. And happy holidays, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!